Hello, namaste, adab and sat sri akal guys. Hope you've had a great new year so far. Now it's already the end of January and I'm pretty sure most of your new year resolutions would have died their natural death. I am Chandraket and this is the introductory video for our YouTube channel witshit, just say it. Now in this video segment, I'm going to talk a little about our leaders, our so-called representatives. India, for that matter, is an amazing place to live in. Now somewhere that I read that India is perhaps the only nation where porn stars get to work in Bollywood. Then there are Bollywood honkers who capitalize on their popularity to break into politics, and then there are politicians, of course, who are caught watching porn in the parliament. So yeah, that completes the cycle. We also have our space missions as cheap as 500 crore rupees, which is termed as money down the drain. But on the other hand, we do not hesitate spending thousands of crores of rupees every year in making and watching movies like Chennai Express. I mean, seriously. Our Prime Minister, for that matter, was once a really reputed economist and has now reduced to a mute spectator to all the corruption charges his party is facing. Speaking of secularity, we also have guys like Akbaruddin Owaisi who have the guts to go public with statements urging a whole religious community to boycott the latest Salman Khan's flick, Jai Ho, for one simple reason that he endorsed Narendra Modi. But then again, it's the India we live in, the India we love, incredible India. Now here I have with me a compilation of a few really controversial statements made by a politician in the recent time. Take a look. Now, number one in my list is controversy king Digvijay Singh, who is known for his notorious statements. Now, out of his many, this one is my personal favorite, when he called his own party colleague Meenakshi Natarajan 100% Tunchmal. Yeah, you heard it right, 100% Tunchmal.
थोड़ी सी बात पता पड़ जाता कौन फर्जी है कौन सही है। ये 100 टन माल है, ये 100 टन माल है।
Now, I had this feeling, Digvijay, that if you weren't such a big name in Indian politics, you would have made a really great roadside Romeo. Alas, what a waste of talent. Anyways, who is to blame Digvijay Singh when his own party's youth icon and ambassador believes that poverty is just a state of mind? Yes, I'm talking about Rahul Gandhi. Now, Rahul Baba, you go around making such statements and then you ask why people question your IQ level.
दिल्ली में द फ्यूचर इंटरनेट 1.2 बिलियन एम्पावर्ड इंडियन कार्यक्रम में कांग्रेस उपाध्यक्ष राहुल गांधी ने ये जवाब जेएनयू के एक छात्र के पूछे गए सवाल को लेकर दिया। सवाल ये था कि सरकारी स्कूलों में उन बच्चों को इंटरनेट को लेकर कैसे जागरूक कर सकते हैं जो एक दो लाइन ठीक से लिखना पढ़ना तक नहीं जानते। जवाब में पहले तो राहुल ने उस छात्र से ही सवाल कर डाला,
Can I ask you a counter question? How are you going to help them?
As a citizen, if I can give my 2 hours, 3 hours.
No, not as a citizen, as a young Indian. How are you going to help them?
Actually, please answer my question first, then I will answer you.
Try. How would you help them?
Now, understand, you like being a self-proclaimed youth icon, but that doesn't mean you need to maintain the IQ level of a 10-year-old kid. Anyways, you'll be surprised to know that you have made a secret admirer outside of Congress party. Now, you don't believe me? Take a look.
राहुल गांधी के सामने ये केजरीवाल ये सब नरेंद्र मोदी कुछ नहीं है ना, ये सब फुदुकी है। राहुल गांधी है जो ये लोग काम करता है, नरेंद्र मोदी जो किया ये सब क्या है? आप लोग इन लोगों को बौरवा दिया है, बौरा गया है सब।
Now, Laluji, as we all know, has a great sense of humor. But unfortunately, Laluji, if this wasn't one of your jokes, we have a term for that, chatna. So yes, stop doing that, doesn't really suit you. Anyways, while we are still at Bihar, let's talk about another Bihar minister, Bhim Singh Ji, who recently proposed the conjecture that Narendra Modi has hired a beautician who's paid 1 lakh rupees a day. Now, I don't have to say anything against that allegation that might not be baseless, but this very same minister came up with a really controversial statement a few months ago regarding our army officers, when he said, "Log police और army join करते ही शहीद होने के लिए." That is to say, people join the forces just to die.
बिहार के 4 जवान शहीद हुए, राजकीय सम्मान सरकार ने दिया।
जवान तो शहीद होने के लिए ही होते हैं ना, सेना में और पुलिस में नौकरी क्यों होती है? आप थोड़ी शहीद होइएगा। जवान तो शहीद होने के लिए ही होते हैं ना, सेना में और पुलिस में नौकरी क्यों होती है? आप थोड़ी शहीद होइएगा।
I mean, Bhim Singh ji, why are you still living? Go join the army or the police force wherever you feel comfortable dying. In fact, if you feel that's the height of insensitivity, let me remind you of a UP minister, Narad Rai, who when asked about the deaths of 34 kids in a Muzaffarnagar right relief camp, he said, "Log to mehlon mein bhi marte hain. People die in palaces too. What's the big deal if a few kids died of cold or pneumonia in a right relief camp?"
बच्चों का मरना, बूढ़ों का मरना, जवान का मरना, ये तो शाश्वत है। कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि कैंप में जो रहा है वही मरा है, जो महल में रहने वाले लोग भी मरते हैं।
पुराणों और महाग्रंथों में नारद मुनि को बेहद उच्च दर्जा हासिल है, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश में एक नारद ये भी हैं जिनके विचार चौंकाने वाले हैं।
बच्चों का मरना, बूढ़ों का मरना, जवान का मरना, ये तो शाश्वत है। कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि कैंप में जो रहा है वही मरा है, जो महल में रहने वाले लोग भी मरते हैं।
I was wondering, Narad ji, if you lived in a palace and one fine morning you just didn't wake up, what an awesome irony that would be. Anyway, skipping states, let's talk about Maharashtra Minister Ajit Pawar, who made a mockery of the plight of poor drought-struck farmer. This is what he said: "If there is no water in the dam, what should I urinate in there?" In fact, he didn't just stop there. He added to the mockery by saying that he had noticed that the birth rate in the state had gone up ever since power cuts had started during the late night hours, because people didn't have anything productive to do. Now, Pawarji, you see this bulb? Now, for this bulb to be glowing, there needs to be a proper connection between the bulb and the electric socket. Similarly, for you to be making sensible statements, there needs to be an appropriate connection between your tongue and your brain, which in this case I see is clearly missing.
बसलाय ना, पाणी सुटलं, पाणीच नाही तर काय सोडता, काय मुत्ता का तिथं?
Now, Ajit Pawarji, you'd be really relieved to know that you are not the only person with that missing link. There are others too. Say Ghulam Nabi Azad ji, who I guess is the Union Health Minister and who believes that homosexuality is not only unusual, not only unnatural, but also a disease. Speaking of which, Azad ji, homosexuality is not a disease. People like you definitely are. To add to the woes, even the Supreme Court has come up with directives that has made even consensual gay sex a punishable offense. I mean, seriously, is it Taliban? Are you really going to punish people, send them to prison for a choice that they didn't even make? Anyways, that's enough about our politicians. Let's talk a little about the parallel power centers in our country. For instance, the Khap Panchayats, who believe that the only reason a girl is raped is because of her attire, her revealing dresses, or maybe mobiles, and sometimes even Chinese cuisine like chow mein, which they believe causes a spike in the sexual hormones of the body and gives men the license to rape. By that logic, did you mean that the tribal girl who was recently raped in West Bengal by over 10 men twice, thrice her age, on the orders of Panchayat, was raped because she was standing there in the Panchayat clad in a two-piece bikini? Or the girl who now we fondly remember as Damini, who was gang raped in a moving bus in Delhi, was raped because her sexual assaulters were too high on chow mein?
वीरभूम जिले के रामपुर हट में पंचायत के फरमान पर एक लड़की के साथ 12 युवकों ने दुष्कर्म किया। दूसरी जाति से प्रेम करने पर सजा देने के लिए बुलाई गई पंचायत ने पहले तो 25,000 के जुर्माने की सजा सुनाई, लेकिन जुर्माना भरने में असमर्थता जताने पर पंचायत ने दोबारा फरमान जारी किया, जिसके तहत गांव के ही 12 वैश्यों ने लड़की के साथ दुष्कर्म किया। हद तो तब हो गई जब इसके बाद मशाल जलाकर गांव के लोगों ने बाकायदा जश्न मनाया।
Now, the Delhi rape incident reminds me of a really cruel statement that came from a man whose opinion mattered to millions of people. This man believed that the girl was just as guilty as the sexual assaulters for her own rape. Now, this man I'm talking about is none other than Asaram Bapu, who, by the way, is himself, along with his son, accused of rape and illegal confinement of minors. Now, Asaram ji, you're like 100 years old, and I can't even ask you to grow up now, can I? Anyways, while we are still ticking off names from the list of self-styled godmen, it would be unfair not to mention the name of the guy who we popularly know as Nirmal Baba. Now, for Nirmal Baba, anything good or bad, right or wrong that happens in your life is somehow directly related to the color of chutney you have with samosas.
आप एक चीज बताओ कि ये भुट्टे कहाँ देखे आपने और कब खाए?
10 दिन पहले खाए।
10 दिन पहले खाए थे। कितने का लिया था वे?
5 रुपए।
एक ही लिया था?
2 लिए थे।
कच्चे थे या पक्के थे?
पक्के हुए थे।
अब घर ले जाओ और 2-4 भुट्टे गरीबों में बांट देना।
So Nirmal Baba, if you could really make lives that easy for so many people, why can't you make your own life any easier? I mean, with all the cases pending against you in so many courts of the country, the future doesn't look bright for you. That brings us to the end of this video segment. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. And if you did, please do share this video with your friends and do subscribe to our YouTube channel that goes by the name of witshit. Just say it. You could also follow us on Facebook. Our Facebook page goes by the name of witshit. This is our link. So thank you, take care, bye bye.